I'm really pleased to welcome here for our 100 years celebration. We know that time is valid for all of us in business life, so therefore that you spend really the whole day with us and also this evening is much appreciated. I'm quite sure we will hear a lot of very interesting speeches after my introduction, and so I really want also to invite you after all the presentation, if there is any question, please use the time really to ask questions and let's communicate, because business is done from people and people communicate, and if they communicate properly and openly, then usually they have great ideas to go forward. And that's exactly what Yaskawa did in the last 100 years, and I just want to give you a brief overview about where we are. So this first slide actually gives you a short overview about the main facts of Yaskawa. And so, of course, 100 years means in 1915, Yaskawa has been founded in a southern part of Japan, in Kitakyushu city. Kitakyushu is a most south island in Japan. So today we employ about 15,000 people, and we generate, in the last year, we generated more than 3 billion euro turnover globally. So what you see here on the picture is actually our new corporate headquarters in Kitakyushu. This is a headquarters. What we also just opened in June this year is what we call Innovation and Technology Center. So this is actually an open building. We invite students, we invite people interested in technology to come in, to learn what we have to offer and to discuss with us, to get greater ideas for the future and to go forward. Looking to our product lines, so the major product lines for Yaskawa is actually inverters. Inverters are used to drive lifts, escalators, and so forth. In the last year, we produced more than 1.9 million inverters, and we have an installed base of more than 22 million used in different applications around the globe. The other product line is servo drives. So again, last year, more than 1 million servo drives and servo motors introduced in a lot of applications around the globe. The installed base is more than 12 million. And now the main reason, and this is for where YNR, our company here in Sweden, is focused on, is industrial robots. So last year we built and sold 25,000 robots. Our installed base, here it says 330,000. In reality it's close to 350,000 robots employed in a lot of applications around the globe again. So this slide gives you a short introduction about 100 years. So it's really a challenge to explain what happened within 100 years on one slide. But most importantly, and this is actually starting point in 1915, was that Mr. Yaskawa, that was a family name of the gentleman, started to develop and produce electric motors. These have been three-phase induction motors. And these motors has been designed and built to be used in the mining industry, because southern part of Japan 100 years ago was really dominated by mining, coal mining, but mining in general. And this motor has been used actually to automate, to make life easier for the people there, and also to increase productivity of the mining industry. Over the years, actually, Yaskawa developed a lot of different motor types. So motor was always a core technology of Yaskawa. You see here an example for a DC servo motor. You see another, what we called inertia motor, a very high dynamic motor. And over time, Yaskawa developed also a lot of electronics, power electronics and microelectronics to control and drive the motors. And a very important date actually is in here. Yaskawa registered in 1972 a term which was mechatronics. Already in internal papers, Yaskawa engineers discussed about mechatronics in 1968. And engineers here know that mechatronic means not only having a look to the mechanical side of a problem or of a solution, not only having a look to the electric side or the software side. Now you have really to look to a problem and find a solution where you really use all three tools: mechanical engineering, software engineering, and electric engineering to come up with an optimized solution. And a typical outcome, or let's say a very good example for a mechatronic approach, is really the robot. So Yaskawa developed, based on all the components available in 1977, the first electromechanical robot. And over time, Yaskawa developed a broad portfolio of robots, industrial robots, but also robots to be used in laboratory environments. So today we have a portfolio of more than 100 different robots used for different applications. On the other hand, of course, our AC drive business developed, so we have really very high performing inverters. We claim to be also the technology leader in servo technology, and this is actually where we are today. So our president, Mr. Tsuda, so he asked the organization to think after 100 years, not necessarily where do we want to be after the next 100 years, but the challenge was to look with, let's say, in a 10 years period, where do we want to be within the next 10 years? And we identified as a team, a global team, that we said, yes, we want to proceed with our mechatronics because we felt that's very successful. And today, all engineers would not doubt that mechatronics is the best solution to go forward. But we see also a big challenge for us, or in general for the societies, for clean power. There is always, let's say, the need for power, and we need to protect the environment. So therefore, we said clean power should be another driver. And then we created also a new term calling humatronics. And humatronics, if you like, is the next step of mechatronics. So beside mechatronics, we said we need to make this technology being able to collaborate very close with human beings. So it's huma and mechatronics, if you like. It's a combination of both. One slide looking to Yaskawa in Europe. So in the mid-70s, we started our business in Europe. One thing was that we started with a robot business, and there Sweden was the first country where we really had Yaskawa motors implemented for welding application, but also in other European countries we introduced robots. We cooperated with system integrators, and over time actually Yaskawa bought some shares of the system integrator and finally made the acquisition of the system integrators. So this is a history of the robotics division in Europe. On the other side, we had also what we call the drives and motion division, where we have the servos and inverters. We had also built in a main European countries our outlet and established also a good business. So when we just look here where we are today, we have Yaskawa Europe GmbH. We have today, or let's say in last year, we generated 450 million euro sales turnover in Europe, and we employed 1,500 people in EMEA. So our structure is that we have the drives and motion division, that we have the robotics division, and then we have another division called the VIPA division, which is focused for machine controls. Today we have, with these three divisions, we have about 150 R&D engineers available for Yaskawa in Europe, being able to cooperate with our customers and having quick solutions available for our customers. In 2012, we made an acquisition. In 2014, last year, we made an acquisition with a company, The Switch, a Helsinki-based company focused on wind energy. And The Switch is also part of Yaskawa in Europe. The headquarters, as I said, is in Helsinki, and we have a main manufacturing place in Vantaa in Finland. And in 2013, Yaskawa made also a strategic partnership with a company called Rework. And Rework, you will see later on, is actually a good example for what we call humatronics. So what is the driver for Yaskawa? So after 100 years, you can ask, why is a company successful and what drives a company? And usually you would say, yes, a company is there to generate profit and to being able to reinvest, and that's certainly right. But Yaskawa also claims to say, we really want to contribute to the progress of society and we want to offer value for the society. Our goal here is just, let's say, 3 keywords: respect life. So Yaskawa, for instance, is not active in any military application. So this is just a base thing that Yaskawa says, never ever we will do that. So respect life. Empower innovation. So this means really we like innovation and we empower our people together with our partners to come up with innovative solutions. And yes, at the end of the day, we want to have results. Not only to discuss things, but also make it happen. And again, this is a business domain. I mentioned it already: mechatronics, clean power, humatronics. So what does it mean for our existing product line? So again, the servos, the robots, the drives. The next step here, what we see is really, in Germany there's a term called Industry 4.0, next industrial revolution. In other countries they have different terms, but at the end of the day I think that's a global term saying the Internet of Things. So all components, all individual components in the future will be able via Internet to communicate with each other, to send data into the cloud, but also to exchange, to collect data, and actually to analyze data and improve processes and, let's say, automation approaches. So that's the next step what we will see here. So each single component will be able to be addressed and to communicate through the Internet. Mechatronics, what do we see here in particular? It's actually several terms. I said already, the Internet of Things is very important, communication. But there's also another thing, we call it build to order. That means today a customer would order a standard component. The component will be manufactured and shipped, and then it will be installed, set up, programmed, and so forth. Build to order means the product will come exactly with the right program, with the right parameter set up and everything. So you could copy an existing line. The data is available in the cloud. So you just say, I need exactly a copy from what I have already, and it will come up already with the program, with the software, with everything. And what you need to do that, you need what it's called the cloud service. You will have the data available. You can again analyze and also duplicate what you have in a system. Clean power. So where are we active? Yes, we are active in wind energy. Here with PM generators up to 8 megawatt is available today. We have also high power inverters to feed the energy back into the grid. And where we really see a big potential for the future, so this is in the marine business, so electrification of ships. So if you look to the energy consumption and the pollution a ship is generating, it's really not a nice story. And we feel by going for introducing more electronics and more mechatronics into ships, we can contribute here to reduce pollution and to increase energy efficiency. Solar is where we are active in. Electric vehicles, yes, Yaskawa offers motors for cars and also the controls for cars, power electronics for cars. And in an industrial environment, we really feel that with what we call the IE4 Plus technology, the motors, we can also increase again the energy efficiency and reduce the, let's say, the energy consumption. But this is really one of the most exciting things here, what we have to offer, and this again, humatronics. What do we mean with mechatronics? Because it looks like a nice word, but what is it at the end of the day what we are doing? And as engineers, we usually are very proud seeing our equipment working somewhere in the industry and producing products or helping people to go forward. But for me, the most impressive discussion what I had with a customer was when I have spoken with this gentleman 2 years ago. That was a gentleman, he had an accident. He was for 10 years not able to walk. And then he used our exoskeleton, our rework exoskeleton, and after 1 week he was able to walk again. So he actually gained control back on his body. And if you then get feedback from such a customer, that's extremely really nice to hear, and you are really also very proud because that's a big impact what you can do for individuals. And therefore, this is also a very nice example for our humatronics approach. So there will be a lot of products coming out. So we are active also for in rehab environment, in life science, and this is actually where we will see a growing business in the future as well. And that's it already. So 100 years in 20 minutes. Hopefully it was a little bit interesting for you, and I'm open for your questions later on. Thank you very much.